Thank you. I appear to have just been promoted, which is news to me, but absolutely fantastic. I do run Sustainable Food Cities UK. I'm not yet the Executive Director of the Soil Association, but I'll put in, it's good to have a good word put in for me. I'm also delighted to find out, I didn't know this, that Cardiff is committing to going for Sustainable Food City Silver. Fantastic. And I think, you know, with things today, like today, you've got a very good chance of getting there quite quickly. Now, a lot of this has already been said, but I just want to, before I kind of talk about the Veg Cities element and our pledges, I just want to give you a bit of context. For those of you who don't know, 5 years ago, Cardiff, with support of the City Council and Cardiff and Vale Public Health, became one of the first six founding members of the Sustainable Food Cities Network. Now, the concept was very, very simple. It was basically make healthy and sustainable food a defining characteristic of all of those cities. But to achieve that, it takes, as has already been said, an extraordinary amount of work, commitment, inspiration, innovation, and collaboration across public, private sector, and voluntary sector organisations. What's also been said is there are now 50 cities across the UK who have joined the Sustainable Food Cities Network and are working to emulate what places like Cardiff are already doing. So you are ahead of the game in some way. I'd also like to tell you, luckily, it's very nice for me, I just got back from Valencia. I had 2 days in Valencia for the annual meeting of the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact. People were coming to me, someone from Baltimore, someone from Athens, someone from a place I can't pronounce, I think it's Ede in the Netherlands, asking me about sustainable food cities and specifically about what's happening in Cardiff. So what's happening here is being recognised across the globe. So you're part of a national movement and leading it, and you're also part of a rapidly growing global movement around sustainable food. Now, the reason why so many places are looking at Cardiff is, in my view, you keep raising the bar, and I say this to Katie every time we have a conversation. When we ran the Sustainable Fish Cities campaign about 3 years ago, Food Cardiff and its partners not only secured commitments to serve only sustainable fish across businesses and public sector catering and everything else, but they also worked with NHS joint services to get a policy for only sustainable fish in NHS catering across Wales. You keep pushing it up a little bit. When we ran the Beyond the Food Bank campaign, you were talking about that earlier. Cardiff again, Food Cardiff piloted and tested the school holiday enrichment programme, and thanks to the support of, again, Cardiff City Council, we're seeing a rollout across Cardiff, and I believe we're also seeing a rollout across Wales. Fantastic, pushing the bar. And now here we are today, again with Food Cardiff and its partners, innovating, piloting and launching the Peas Please programme. So I'm going to get to my first pledge, or our first pledge at Sustainable Food Cities, which is we're going to be working with Food Cardiff, Nourish, the Food Foundation and WWF to turn Peas Please and the Veg City concept into a campaign that we will run across all 50 Sustainable Food City Network members from about June next year. So I'm just thinking, based on pledges you're going to hear today, imagine that scaled up 50, maybe more, 100 times across the UK. The impact we could have in terms of health, sustainability and economy could be extraordinary. So I've got another pledge, but I'm not going to say it quite yet. I just wanted to say, from my perspective, congratulations on all you've done at the moment. And from a very selfish perspective, please keep doing it, because if we can get 50 or 100 places doing what you're doing, we really could transform the food system and food culture in this UK that we share. My final pledge, and I was told by, it was brilliant actually, I didn't actually know I had a pledge from the Soil Association until Katie told me about 25 minutes ago. So our pledge from the Soil Association is that we run an out to lunch campaign, which has become it's got quite a lot of traction in England particularly, and involves the 25 largest UK chains. And as part of that, we are going to be asking them, all of those organisations and those chains, to include 2 portions of veg in every children's meal. And I'll leave you to read the rest. I'm reading it up there. It's a joy to be here. I'm really looking forward to finding out about the other pledges. I think Cardiff City's pledge to start with has really set the tone. Let's see if we can keep raising the bar. Thank you.